So we'll have a look at tree pose. So like with all of the yoga postures that we've got, there are modifications to them. So in tree pose, a modification could be that the feet are as close together as they can come. So you might feel that there's not too much of a balance going on there, but if you do struggle with balance, you'll notice a bit of challenge having the feet together as opposed to the feet hip width apart. So from this position, our next modification up, so I'm taking the weight into this leg, my left leg, and with my right toes, I've got them down. So I've reduced that base, if you like, by lifting the right foot up and the toes are on the mat. So that's our next modification. And also, we're going to fix the gaze on a point on the floor or on the wall. We're going to bring hands together. So that might be enough for you with the toes there, or you might be up for a little bit more challenge, and we can look at bringing this foot up higher. And it's okay to use the hand to bring that foot up. Hands are together. There's a tendency for this hip to sometimes push out, so I'm going to extend up tall, bring myself back into a straight line. And then from here, we could maybe add a little bit more challenge by taking fingertips up and taking the arms out to the side. Hands come back together, up, out to the side, back together. And we'll switch sides. I'll pop my right foot down, bring my left foot up. Hands together, extending up, fingertips up to the ceiling, arms coming out to the side, hands together, and coming up, and then down. I'll keep the arms down. So with this leg here, ideally that we don't want the knee too far forwards, but that will be limited by the range of movement in the hip. So we're gently drawing back without ending up turning the pelvis. So just something to be aware of. We've got a bit of engagement in this leg to just gently draw that knee back and then popping that foot down. So tree pose is a bit of a challenge with the balance. Do take the modifications. You know, if you're struggling with this and feeling a little bit unsteady, have that foot down so you've got a slightly narrower base from normal. Also as well, it's helpful to maybe, if you're uncertain, have something nearby like a worktop or a wall. So you know it's there and you could quite easily just reach for it if you felt like you were losing some balance. Tree pose, you'd often come into that in isolation, so not part of a sequence. However, I will demonstrate in a different part of this course about how we can come into tree pose as part of a longer standing sequence, but you can do it in isolation as well. And we're making sure, like with all of the postures, that we're doing one side and the other side, and just noticing if you find it easier on one side than the other side. That is quite normal, but it give you a bit of information in terms of what you might need to work on. So you might need to work on the left a bit more than the right side.